Hi everyone, it's Jackie from Jack's Creative Inspirations here on YouTube and on Facebook, and on Instagram I go by the handle at @ScrappinJax. Welcome to my channel about crafting, and as always we're talking about the cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 37, and it is now just after midnight on Monday, March the 4th, 2024. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy that you have subscribed and you caught the notifications and that you're here spending some time with me. And if you're new or just wandered by and you like what you see, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, like, share the video. Please leave comments if you would like, good or constructive criticism, please. And yeah, everyone is welcome here. So, like my friend Tiger Lily does, I've got a little table of contents here, and I can fill you in on what's been going on for the last 5 weeks and why it's been so long since I've been here last. Feels like the confessional of Flosstube. Forgive me, Father, for it's been weeks since I've been here last. So, when I last was here, it was the 31st of January. We were going into the Super Bowl. As you all, if you live under a rock and don't know, my team won the Super Bowl. It was a very, very, very good game. It was a close game. Holy cow. I think I had about 5 heart attacks. And even at the end when the Chiefs won, I still didn't quite comprehend. Oh, wait a minute. We won with these new rules. San Francisco played a hell of a game. They really, truly did. They really did not lose that game. Patrick Mahomes won it. And that's, you know, and we're not going to go any further there. So I've just been working, trying to keep, you know, as usual, trying to keep your head above water. And doing a little bit of stitching and really working toward a big project. I am attending 3 retreats in person. I'm on the wait list for a 4th retreat in person, and a virtual retreat this year alone. So I'm going to be doing, I try not to explain this. I try not to understand it. I don't like doing small stitches. I don't like doing that. I like instead doing floss blings. I don't know. So yeah, the first retreat I'm going to be going to in April is Stitch West Spring with Snug Harbor Crafts. And that retreat has got 200 people coming to it. Then I get back to Seattle on Monday. And that Wednesday, my newest stitchy bestie here in the area and I are getting on a plane and we're flying all night long to Boston. And then Thursday morning when we get there, we're renting a car. We're driving up to Augusta, Maine for the Library Stitchers Retreat. We can't wait. We're looking forward to meeting everybody and getting to go to the Crafty Grimalkin. That's a new LNS in Maine. And so yeah, we're very, very excited about that. I'm very excited about going to Ogden, Utah to meet Deb and Kefren from Snug Harbor Crafts, and spend yet another fun weekend with my oldest stitchy bestie here in the Seattle area. And we're driving for that one. So we're very excited. Very, very, very excited. So what have I been up to? Well, I have been using Lori Sykes, My Crazy Life, Lori Sykes. This is her information. She has a YouTube channel. She does a lot of haul videos and a lot of like life hacks, and she does some cross stitch there, here and there. And this is a planner that she created. I purchased from Sherry, the Colorado cross stitcher. It was spiral bound. I took it off of the binding, punched holes in it because I wanted to make photocopies. In the back, she has this phenomenal section of retreat information, and I was going to more retreats than what she had information for, so I took it apart, photocopied, made extra retreat pages. But anyway, so January was, you know, full, lots and lots of stuff going on, you know, and then February, it seems like everything came to a grinding halt. It really didn't. It's just that I got so caught up in the day-to-day everything that I kept forgetting to write things down. This is why I am not a planner person. I'm not good at, like doing journaling and things like that. But a few things happened in the month of February. Like I spent the Super Bowl working on my Dragon Affairs cross-stitch piece, which I posted it on Instagram as part of the hashtag Year of the Dragon Sal. It was a new start. I also worked on my lunar climate chart throughout the month. There was a sal that was supposed to start on Valentine's Day. I finally started it officially now yesterday, the 3rd of March. There was another Leap Day sal that started with Carolyn Manning's Hummingbird Garden pattern. It is in the spring issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. I'll show it all to you here in a little bit. I've ordered in the flosses, and I'm trying to source the flosses and the charms for this pattern. So it's not going to be started on the 29th, but it's going to get started. And so thus far in the month of March, on Friday the 1st, I was on Whidbey Island. I met up with another new stitching friend. Saturday the 2nd, my new stitchy bestie, I went to her place and taught her how to make decorative counting pins. I took the class from Beth Twist at the Jingle Ball, and so I shared what I learned from her to my new friend, my new stitchy bestie, Taylor. And then yesterday, the 3rd, was Gary Hovotter's birthday from Garon Stitchery. I hope, Gary, you had a phenomenal day, and I'm sure you made it home safely. And I caught up on my lunar climate chart. So here we are for the 4th, Monday the 4th, and I'm, working and talking with you all. As you all probably know, I had all kinds of plans for 24 new starts in 2024. And in January, I have 2 starts planned each month, and that has gone sideways. It went sideways halfway through January. So I realized I'm just going to slow the roll. There are lots of sales going on. There are lots of starts going on. There are lots of things going on. And so the starts are there. As a matter of fact, I sat down and I just really started looking and going, hey, wait a minute. So the month of January, I was supposed to start Dark Queen of the Seas and Dark Queen of the Earth for Autumn Lane Stitchery. I did get some floss into the fabric for Dark Queen of the Seas. Let me just mark these things off as I talk about them. I did get Dark Queen of the Seas started, and I did start the lunar climate chart. Also in the month of January, I started a Bent Creek piece called Happy Trails to You and No Cross Stitch Stash. Also in January, I had a start and a finish of DNA. And that was January. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starts. I only was planning on 2, so I'm ahead of the game. Then in February, I started Whip It Good by Heartstring Samplery. My plan had been to do all 4: Whip It Good, Baby Got Backstitch, Hoop There It Is, and Who Let the Frogs Out. I planned on working on all of those. Again, everything went sideways. But I did start Whip It Good on during a Zoom call with Garon, and I'll show it to you all here in just a few minutes. Also in February, I started Dragon Affairs, which is a piece from Glendon Place for the hashtag Year of the Dragon Sal. I started that on, actually it was after midnight on the 10th when I started it, realizing, oh shoot, I'm a day early. So I did start that and Whip It Good. And then on the 3rd, yesterday, like I said, I started The Snuggle is Real, which is a hashtag Are You Kidding Me Sal with Carolyn Sook from C Zook Stitch. So 2 starts a month. We're in March. We're just starting March, so I should only have 4 new starts and maybe a 5th. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 starts, and one of those is a finish. So 7 whips from those 8 starts. So let's talk about some whips. First off, let's start with Whip It Good. Oh, I started to tell you I have a table of contents. Sorry. Didn't mean to be riding the struggle bus this early. I do have a table of contents. You know, I'm talking about the starts and the whips. Then I'm going to share my floss blings. And then we're going to do what I'm going to call the Marco Polo of Flosstube, also known as Shoutouts. And then plans. And then we'll head our separate ways. I'm anticipating this is going to be long. And so if you have stitching, if you have make sure you have a good drink, that you've gone to the bathroom, that you have something to snack on. And here we go. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've done this. I'm a little out of practice. I'm so sorry. So we'll start with our whips. First off, let's do the lunar chart. Honestly, this has been about the only whip that I've been keeping up with, and it's nice to know that I'm able to keep up with it. It's a small stitch. It's every day. And here we are. This is January 1 through March the 3rd, 2024. Not only is this the high temperature for the day, but it is also the phase of the moon that we're in. We had a full moon last weekend. Oh my God, did we ever have a full moon? Work was insane. All right. This is from Forbidden Fiber Company. The fabric is frozen. I want to say 16 count frozen from Forbidden Fiber Company. It is frozen, yes. 16 count frozen Forbidden Fiber Company. 2 strands of floss over 1 square. And the colors I'm using are from 2023. I decided to use those. I had ordered the kit last year when they first brought it out. However, I wasn't able to get my materials until March. So I decided to not backtrack and just wait. And then this year I did the updated 2024 version. So these are the colorway. All right. And so that is where I stand with that one. First, I was getting sick of seeing Calypso. Now I'm getting sick of seeing Steel Blue. Our temperatures have been kind of stable over the last week. I just wish spring would just get here. I'm so sick of snow, and I'm sick of winter, and I'm sorry for all of those of you out there who love winter and love the snow. I don't like it. As far as I'm concerned, it can snow like there is no tomorrow on December 23rd, melt away completely December 26th, and if I never see another flake for the rest of the season, I'll be perfectly content. I'm just not a snow person, and we typically do not get snow here in Seattle area. All right, so that's Lunar Climate Sal. There is no cross-stitch stash. This is a free pattern that you will find in the Floss Boss and Cousins Facebook group. Look deep in my eyes. There is no cross-stitch stash. And the last time I had just a couple of the spots done. I've gotten more of the spots done on the cow's body. I think, in fact, I'm ready to start doing these other shaded areas and then work my way to the head. This is the tip of the cow's tail, because the cow's tail comes here and up her body like this, and then she's holding the pocket watch, and the tail is here, like I said, her udders, her slippers. I still need to do this dark pink shaded area in here for her cowbell, her face. I still have quite a bit to do. Like I said, though, the month of February just went sideways. So, and these are the flosses. So that is no cross stitch stash. And the only way you can get this chart is if you are a member of the Floss Boss and Cousins Facebook page. And the Floss Boss and Cousins is a YouTube channel. I will shout them out here later. But they have a YouTube channel and they now have their own Facebook page. And yeah, somebody created that chart and shared it on the page, and I saw it, and by that night I had it completely kitted and was stitching it. I loved it. I just loved it. My next whip is a start for February, which is the chart Whip It Good from Heartstring Samplery. She did 4 of these: Whip It Good, Baby Got Backstitch, Hoop There It Is, and Who Let the Frogs Out. And all 4 charts are the same color, floss, and different, well, fabric. If you don't know me, you will, I'm a native stitcher. So, yeah, that's what I stitch on. So the floss that I'm using is Obsidian from Forbidden Fiber Company. And this fabric is Hidden Treasure from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Yes, 16 count Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers in Hidden Treasure and Forbidden Fiber Company Obsidian Floss. The bag is Garon Totten Bags. This was their charity, cancer charity fundraiser bag from last year. So this is where I started. I started in the upper right corner, and I started during a Zoom call with Garon Stitchery. So I started stitching. I'm normally a center starter. So upper right, upper left corner. Ooh, okay. So I start stitching, and I'm stitching along, and all of a sudden I realize, oh shoot, I've miscounted. I'm a fudger, not a frogger. It's not in a place that's going to make a difference. So I'm just going to keep going. So I keep going another direction, and then all of a sudden, well, wait a minute. Now that's not lined up. Well, again, I'm a fudger, not a frogger. And it's, again, not in a place that's going to be making any difference. So I come over and I start stitching this, and I start to come up to get these two to connect, and I'm completely off. Not from where I miscounted earlier. Those 2 mistakes were out here somewhere. They weren't making. And then I dropped the needle. And I said, that's it. I put it down. I'm just put it down. I'm not going to do it. Not going to touch it. Not going to do it. So I put it down. The next day I came back. I said, okay, this piece is correct. So I went back and I frogged all of this stuff out. Started here and went back and restitched. And then came over and did this motif. And I've got this spool of thread. Yeah, this is actually the center. This motif here will be the center of the top. So, again, my ultimate goal is to do all 4 of these up and make them into project bags. All right, you drop that in there. I'll put those in the front. And my chart. And again, that's Whip It Good by Heartstring Samplery. All right. The 11th of February was the Lunar New Year. This year is Year of the Dragon. So Huga Stitcher, and I can't remember, there was someone else with her that they decided to do a Year of the Dragon Sal. I already had this, I already had it kitted up and everything, so I grabbed it. Meddle not in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and good with ketchup. And I love Glendon Place. I love Cheryl's work. She has the cutest charts ever. So, this is all specialty flosses. And 2 Sullivans. One Sullivan's is black. And the other Sullivan's is a variegated. I'm trying to get this where you can see. There we go. Okay. And then all the rest is Rainbow Gallery, Silk Lame. That's what I'm doing right now. The fabric is called Romaine from Crosswing Collection. And here we are. So basically what I've gotten done is this part here, this top part right up here of the dragon's head and his horns. Again, this is going really quick, and again, life went sideways, and so I haven't had a chance to really work on it anymore. Besides which, doesn't SAL mean start along, not stitch along? Okay. Again, Garon Totten Bags. This was a bag of the month. I don't know what month, because I was also in the Grime Guard of the Month Club. So, but I don't remember what month this was for. All right, so February 14th, we were supposed to be starting, Carolyn Zook, C-Zook Stitch, and someone else was doing a sal from a chart that was in the December 2023 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And this piece is absolutely darling. Hannah Dale is the artist who did this, and it's been charted by Bothy Threads. And it's called The Snuggle Is Real. So Bothy Threads, when you're reading through the list, they've got all these different flosses. There's DMC, of course, but there's Madeira, and there's Anchor, and there's, I don't think there's Sullivan's. No, DMC, Anchor, and Madeira. And the fabric was one that Bothy Threads had done. So I'm like, well, you know, I really want to see, why are they choosing Madeira? Why are they choosing Sullivan's? Why are they choosing all these different flosses? Because I've only ever stitched with DMC. Just recently I started stitching with over-dyed fabric, or flosses and fabrics, since 2020. And so I went to Bothy Threads' website. They're located in Britain. And for less than $20, including taxes, shipping, VAT, everything, less than $20, I got the fabric and I got the floss to do this piece. Again, life was crazy, so I didn't get to start till now officially yesterday. And this is my start. You can't hardly, you can see, oh, you can see pretty good. You see pretty good. It's right here. This is a center start, so I'm doing all this off-white highlight here in the cuff of the slipper. Carolyn's like over here in the ears. Oh my God, he's so cute. I used to have a gray tabby. His name was Monster. There was a reason his name was Monster. Okay. And so doing this reminds me of him. I miss him very much. And I had a black cat named Creature. And I miss my black kitty. Black cats rock and black cats rule. And then these are the flosses. So I got, you know, just what I needed of each of these flosses to do the kit, to do the piece. Then I don't have to worry about having, you know, partial pieces of skeins of flosses that, you know, I may never ever use again. So I have just what I need to do this piece, and I have the fabric for what I need to do this piece. And again, less than $20. I could have just swapped out the DMC, but I'm a Missouri girl. You gotta show me. Even my scissor fob is a black cat. I can't remember where I got this little guy. I can't remember if I picked him up at StitchCon or where, but anyway. So again, Garon Totten bags. We ought to make a drinking game out of this. How many times I say Garon Totten bags? Everybody take a drink. This was a bag sale bag because I have the 6x9 and no grime guard. So, okay, come on, little one. Ugh. Needle minders they stick very good. I think I got this needle minder from Abby Top Knot Stitcher Shop. Okay, and I just flashed you the pattern probably, and I'm very sorry about that. And if you can find something to stitch off of that, kudos to you. Okay, so that's my other whip. Yeah, I showed Happy Trails to you with my last Flosstube. No cross stitch stash, the lunar climate chart. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, actually, I think I'll talk about that later. I was going to talk about the floss blings. That's my project that I've got going. I do have some projects that I've kitted up since I spoke with you all last. And I will talk about those. Some pieces are kind of buried over here in my haul. Not haul, stash enhancers. Some pieces are over here buried in stash enhancers, so I will talk about those when I come across those. But my friend that I met up with last Friday, sorry, Velcro. My friend that I met up with last Friday, a month ago we met up. We met through a Facebook group, Stitching Friends of Western Washington. And she put a post and she says, I'm moving, I'm downsizing, I need to get rid of, I have a lot of old magazines and charts, and I want to get rid of them all. And she lives on Whidbey Island, which I am there once a month getting my hair done and seeing friends and running up and down the island and getting deli. And so I said, hey, I'll be there. Let's meet up. I got from her five rather large Sterilite totes, completely stuffed full of old magazines. I now have a complete collection of cross stitch and country crafts, and whatever their new when they change their name. I now have a complete collection of cross stitch and country crafts, a nearly complete collection of the cross stitcher. Working some more on my leisure arts and for the love of cross stitch. I love these old magazines. Yeah, a lot of them are really dated, but at the same time, you could change out some floss colors and make them look a little more primitive, and they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. And I saw this, and I love color. Hello. I love color. And I saw this and I went, oh my gosh, not only is this a phenomenal piece to take to retreats, but it's just simply gorgeous. This was in a Stony Creek magazine. And a lot of the Stony Creek magazines I just went through, and if there was something I liked, I photocopied it. I took a huge banker's box full of duplicate copies. I went through all of my Just Cross Stitch magazines. I have the DVDs of Just Cross Stitch from their first issue to 2015. Last summer, I got to meet Barbie Lau, who is the editor-in-chief of Just Cross Stitch magazine, and she told me that subscribers have access to all of the old issues online. So I'm like, why am I keeping these? I don't need them. I can go online and get what I need. So I went online and I took this box full of old magazines, cross stitch magazines, to Half Price Books, and I got $9.50 for the whole box. Hey, I don't feel like putting them on a D-Stash group and selling them or putting them on Marketplace. I just wanted them gone. So anyway, this is from Stony Creek magazine, June of 2003. And it is a 4 seasons quilted color wheel. Each panel represents a season of the year. The upper left is spring, then summer, then fall, and then winter. And let's see here. This quilted color wheel travels a full circle from cool to warm colors and back again. Each section also ranges between its warm and cool side. For example, blue-green is cooler than a yellow-green. The final result is a pattern that is not only pleasing to the eye, but also useful in determining the temperature of certain colors. Since warm colors often feel like they are moving toward you while cool colors tend to recede, this seasonal color wheel can also help you create a sense of depth and light in your handiwork. I went through and I think I had all but maybe 2 or 3 skeins of the DMC. So I am very, very excited. I've got my Ada set aside. This is my little floss bling. I think, yes, I got this at StitchCon last year. It says love to cross stitch. It has a thimble and a button. And I'm keeping this in Carrie Tiger Lily Designs Quarterly Keeper for January. So there's one new project that I've got ready to go for a retreat. And when we fly back from Maine and from Alabama, those flights will be, when we fly back here, we'll be flying during the day, so I'll be doing stitching then. I also got this chart. I absolutely love old sewing machines, vintage. I'm rather vintage myself, so hey, why not? So I am on the mailing list for a shop in Idaho called the Featherweight Shop, and they sell Singer featherweights. They sell parts and pieces or kits to keep your machine maintained. They have sewing supplies. They have all kinds of stuff. And they sent out an email, join our stitch along, or join the stitch along. This is Designs from Margaret Lee, and it is called Singer Featherweight 221. So I purchased the kit, and here's the Ada, and here's the flosses. So I don't know when I'm going to get this started. I will get it started, though, as soon as possible. So again, you know, we're looking at those 24 new starts in 2024. Who says they have to be the ones I wrote down, right? All right. So that's another new start, a potential new start. And this bag is from Jess at Como Stitches. She had this on one of her Friday night pop-ups, and I went in the next day and there was one left, and I think it was in 2 people's carts, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Okay. So, yeah, so I guess we'll start going now into stash enhancements. And you know what? This is just going to be a mishmash. Everything is just piled here. So I'm just going to just start going through everything. And if I remember how I came across it, I will certainly share that information with you. One second. Struggle bus is real tonight, y'all. Okay. So, let's start with this. I am in the quarterly Minder Club from Creatively Stitching. So those arrived the other day, and I get stickers. I get three minders along with the matching stickers. This is going to be my retreat piece that I am going to have. I'll have my supplies in. I'm just not finding a jewelry case that works for me. They're still all just taking up too much of a footprint. So I have this case. It says I was a cross stitcher before cross stitching was cool. Fall Fling 2019. Fall Fling 2019. Inside I have these small zipper pouches. And the pouches, so in the bottom of the box, I have a pad of paper, my retractable magnet, a pen, my back scratcher. Not only is this a great little back scratcher, but you can use it to pull things toward you that are on the floor. But then I can set these pouches inside here, and in the pouches I have, so like in this pouch I have a seam ripper, my little Ort basket, some counting pins, a pair of tweezers, a Frogger, some little mascara wands for boo-boos. I got this one from somebody at StitchCon. It has a little frog on the bottom of it. Some little tape measures. And then in this bag, I have these are your glasses cleaner. That you squish this around on either side of the lenses of your glasses and clean them off. I have some Burt's Bees lip balm. I have a pair of nail clippers and an emery board and some Band-Aids. In this pouch, I have my Stitcher's lotion. I have my hand and wrist supports. My these are copper fit, but they're Comfies gloves. Yeah, I have those in that pouch. And then in this final pouch, I have some paper tape in case I've got fabric that's raveling, corner gauge. I've got some fray check. I've got spare needles and a couple of spare pairs of scissors. And I have, this was in a Tiger Lily Keeper Club box, beeswax. And all of these pouches sit right here nice and neat in this little box. It does not take up a big footprint. And I still have everything I need. So on the top lid here, I put some magnets, some dynamidium magnets. This is a sticker from one of the minders that says place needle. Place needle here. And then on the outside, I put the other two stickers. Frog jail. And live, laugh, stitch. So I'm going to set that aside. Sorry for that sidetrack into my retreat, my little retreat thing. Okay. So, Tiny Modernist, Cheryl McKinnon, I'm on her email list, and she sent an email about a new sal that she was starting, and it's called The Tarot for Stitchers. Now, you know, I don't know where your thoughts are. I'm very much a Christian. Yeah, I swear a lot. I also, though, I am a Christian. But I don't think that this is the occult. I don't think that this is witchcraft. I think it's fun. It's just fun. Just because you draw a card that says death does not mean you're going to die. Does not mean that someone near you is going to die. It has different meanings. Sorry. So, this is the Tarot for Stitchers. Here, let me start with this. This is the border. It's free. You can get it off of our website, but you pay for the PDFs. And so the first two parts are out. So part 1 was the Seeker and the Magician, and part 2 was the Priestess and the Empress. And this is, for those of you who do follow tarot, this is the major arcana. So I went through my DMC, and 4 colors. I need 1 skein of each, and actually one of those 4 colors, I did not have it all. And then 1 color, 3371, is the color that's used for the border and all the lettering and outlining. So I need 8 skeins of that, and I had 2 on hand. So I need 6 more skeins of that. So these are the colors that I have so far. And then the fabric is from Fabric Flair, and it's called Tiny Modernist's Dark Stone. It's huge. I do not know how much of this is going to be taken up with it, but it's a pretty big piece. And as you know, with Fabric Flair fabrics, the front is printed, the back is plain. And this is a 16 count Ada. Okay. So this is another project that I'll have kitted up and ready to go. Where are we going to start piling stuff? Because a lot of this stuff is in plastic wrapping and it's slippery. Okay. Nora Corbett, Mirabilia, had put out 11 birthstone fairies for every month except for February. July's fairy she had as amethyst. And if you... February is amethyst. July is a ruby. My dad was a July baby. So for years, I was like, why is there no February and why is July amethyst? That's, if I could ever sit down with Nora Corbett and spend 30 minutes with Nora Corbett, that would be the first two questions I'd ask her. Why no February and why is July amethyst? She just recently released February's Amethyst Fairy. So I'm looking forward to somewhere along the line, somebody on one of the Mira conversion groups on Facebook coming out with a ruby fairy for July. Who knows? I may start working on that. I purchased this from Gary and Ronnie at Garon Stitchery, and I also purchased the bead pack. So there's that. I'm going to move this over to here. And then all the flat things, I'll just, okay. So, let's see. I think this is, all right. Also from Garon, Karen Kirk, Karen and Brendan are Fox and Rabbit Designs and Fabric. Karen had created this chart for Ronnie of Garon Stitchery for his birthday last year, and he called it Hearts for Ronnie. If you know anything about Gary and Ronnie, they have two poodles, Ginger and Princess Leia. I keep wanting to call Ginger Grace, and that's not right. It's Ginger and Princess Leia. Ronnie completed this chart, and everybody fell in love with the chart and kept asking if they could get a copy of it. So Gary and Ronnie got permission from Karen to print the chart and sell it for charity. So these charts, all the money from these charts goes straight to St. Jude's and Shriners Hospitals for Children. Those are Gary and Ronnie's charities. So if you want a copy of this chart, you have to go to Garon Stitchery and order it. So I got that as well. And then I've got these are my fabric clubs from Garon Stitchery. They have started a new club where 1 month it's Seraphim Fabrics and the next month is Fabrics by Stephanie. I don't have a lot of fabrics from those two dyers in my stash, so of course I jumped in on it. So this was January's Fabric of the Month from Seraphim Fabrics. This is an 16 count Aida in Ostara. I may have already shown this, and if I have, I am so very sorry. And then, so January, March, May, July, September, November will be Seraphim Fabrics, and the even months, February, April, June, August, October, and December are Fabrics by Stephanie. Damn, I did that. Wow. So this is Fabrics by Stephanie, Fabric of the Month Club, 16 count frozen fractals. And there's pinks and purplies and greens and blues, and I'm so excited. And then I'm sure I've already shown you Atomic Ranch's Fabrics of the Month from Gary and from Garon and from Atomic Ranch themselves. This is February's Fabric of the Month. From Garon Stitchery, it was Winter Mint, 16 count Aida. So it's a very pale green. I don't think I can get it to where you can see it. Oh, man. It's a very pale green. And then I was going through and getting ready to put things away and realized, holy cow, this is from Atomic Ranch themselves. This is my Atomic Ranch Fabric of the Month. And it, too, is Winter Mint. But this is an 18 count Aida. And the funny thing is it's a slightly darker green. The 18 count is slightly darker than the 16 count. It's just very strange. This is the 18, this is the 16. I don't know. Anyway, so those are my fabric clubs. February's bag of the month has got a project in it, but the question is, where did that bag go? Weird. I may have already put it away. I'll have to remember and get that out for the next time and show you all what the bag of the month was. I cannot show you March's bag of the month because A, the agreement is we wait until the 5th of the month to show the bag. However, B, because invoices went out on the 28th of February and Gary and Ronnie left on the morning of the 29th of February to get to Nashville for Needlework Market, they weren't able to get all the bags because invoices weren't paid within a certain time. A lot of the bags weren't mailed out in time. And so those bags are being mailed out tomorrow. And therefore those people won't be getting their bags by the 5th. So we have to wait a few extra days before we can show the bag of the month for March. If follow me on Instagram, I'll have it posted there the second we can share it. Okay. So now I'm sure there's going to be more haul that I'll be showing as I'm going through here that I purchased, but I'm going to show you a few things I found at the thrift store Friday. So my local thrift store, this was on Whidbey Island. I was going through, they had a whole basket loaded with cross-stitch things. And this one is Butternut Road. It's an old one from Butternut Road called A Child's Garden or Children's Garden. Children's Garden. This was the chart and this piece of linen. And I've said it once already this video, and if you don't know me, I'm not a linen stitcher, I'm an Aida stitcher. So this linen's going to be gifted to a friend. But this out of print old chart and this piece of linen, substantial piece of linen, were $3. All right. Let's see. Actually, no. I'm going to put that there and that there. Also was a lavender and lace, Sweet Dreams. Yep, $1. I didn't have that one. My friend who had the totes full of stuff, she had a photocopied copy of this chart from Lavender and Lace. So now I have an original chart, Little Wings. $1. I got from the thrift store, Heartstrings, the Santa Gathering. Heart and Hand, Wee Scotty, How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? Shepherd's Bush, Holly. And I'm going to open this up and bring holly fair with fruit and thorn to welcome in this Christmas morn. And then in the center, it says joy. And then it's band sampler with all the different specialty stitches. This one is Juniper. Sweet juniper with berries blue shall twine the Christmas cradle through. And in the center of the wreath, it says Noel. Again, they're band samplers. And then this one is Mistletoe. Bring mistletoe to crown the hearth and Christmas peace to touch the heart. And in the center of the wreath, it says Yule. This is a hand-drawn chart. I am collecting the charts from Curtis Behringer. They're all hand-drawn charts. They were made with DMC flower thread and DMC flosses. So I'm just going to hold this back here. The Needle Woman, and this was spring. So on the back here, Donna's cat, Ashley, in the daffodils again. So tail, the hind leg, and there's a snoot coming out from the daffodils. And then more charts on the inside. Mr. Sam, the 4th of July man, a Mosey and Me designs, especially for Rainbow Gallery. These were some freebies, and I don't think they charged me for them. They were just like mixed in with the basket was just like, it looked like it had exploded. Sorry, I gotta set up my, I gotta rescue my planner here. Halloween pins designed by Ursula Michael for Kreinik. I'm not gonna make pins, I'll make ornaments out of those. Snowman's Holiday, designed by Lizzie Kate. My Christmas, 'Tis of Thee. It's a snowman wearing a Uncle Sam hat. My Christmas, 'Tis of Thee. I love it. This was $1, Timeless Treasures. It's the millennium, but, you know, I mean, you could even leave the year off of it. And then throughout the year, there's all these different, hold on, let me see if there's bigger photos. Here we go. All right. So this is the millennium. But again, you can always leave the year off of that. And it says, in honor of the past and in search of the future. Is that not darling? For February. Snowmen and President's Day. This is March. If all the animals were gone, man would die from a great loneliness of spirit. Chief Seattle. And then this is Practice Makes Perfect. Sarah's Work, 1806. It's just a little sampler. These are coasters. Shaker Hymn. 'Tis the gift to be simple. 'Tis the gift to be free. 'Tis the gift to come down to where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. Again, prim up the colors. You know, change up the colors a little bit. It's not Adam and Eve. Thank God. This is so cute. I don't know, honestly, if, you know, anyone that would do it, but it is very cute. This is August. Apples. September. October. I'm not crazy about that. We'll have to, I would have to, I don't know how I would change that. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable having Native Americans portrayed like that. Obviously, this is November. Let us give thanks. And then another one that I'm going to have to do, December. So, Timeless Tribute. Again, Leisure Arts. Again, $1. Forest Angel from Marbeck. There's Elizabethan angel, Regency angel, Brittany angel, Kirov angel, and Snow angel. So, something to look forward to. Paul Levon. I'm working on gathering up all the Paul Levons. Thoughts of Spring. Tea, Roses, and Romance. Midsummer Roses. And Garden Party. Shepherd's Bush. House Haunting. And then there's a Little Pillow, Halloween. The Cricket Collection. Halloween Eve. I think I'm going to have to ask Gary. I could almost swear that he did this within the last few years. I'll have to ask him. All right. And then this is more from the thrift store. Teresa Wentzler. Spring Carousel Horse. Fall Carousel Horse. Winter Carousel Horse. I don't know if I'm actually going to do these or not. They're gorgeous. I don't know. I went on to Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers to buy the kit for Bella Filipina's Mermaid Seasons Sal that he did in conjunction with Fiberlicious. And they had the floss for the 9-banded Pride sampler. And I went, And it's an Etsy chart, the Craft Experimentalist. That's where you'll find this. And it's this Pride sampler. It was made last year. It says, let us honor those who came before us, embrace those who are with us, and fight for those yet to be. Stitched with love and pride in 2023. That's what it says around the outside. Down the middle is diversity, sex, life, healing, sunlight, nature, magic, serenity, and spirit. So all I need now is the Ada, and I'm good to go. So this is, I mentioned a Leap Day Start that Carolyn Zook, C-Zook Stitch did. And I am still sourcing the fibers and the hummingbird charms. It is from the spring issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. Last fall, when I got to meet with Barbie Lau, the executive editor of the magazine, she revealed that they were going to be making this 4 issues a year: spring, summer, autumn, winter. And included will be the Christmas ornament issue and the Halloween ornament issue. In the past, you got the Christmas ornament issue with your every other month subscription and had to pay for the Halloween issue, the Halloween ornament issue, and now they're all included. But there's only 4, it's only out 4 times a year. There's more charts, more stuff. This is the Carolyn Manning Hummingbird Sal, and it's going to be published throughout the year. So this was the spring, this will be summer, this will be autumn, and this will be winter. I'm very excited. This is all charted in Sullivan's. She did this all in Sullivan's, and then there are 3 small and 3 medium hummingbird charms on there. So it's very exciting. Put this floss over here. Okay. I was able to get a couple of bags from Gary and Ronnie for their Garon Totten bags. Drink. From their last bag sale. I got the Cajun Cooking 6x9 and 12x13 bags. those crayfish. So, Louisiana cooking. All right. I went on to, I've been struggling with Q-snaps and roller frames, and we all do. But everyone's been going on and on and on about Nerge hoops. And I'm like, Nerge hoops, are they really worth it? Is it really, you know? And so I was on Amazon and I thought, oh, what the heck? And I looked and I was able to get a set of 4 for $30. I get it now. I really get it. And I see more of these in my future. Okay. So also when I was at the thrift store the other day, they have got a really bad glut of hardback crafting books right now. So all the crafting books, no matter what they're priced, were 50 cents a piece. So I got Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch Christmas, Better Homes and Gardens Merry Christmas and Cross Stitch, and Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch Christmas. And then I accidentally picked up a duplicate of Christmas Portraits because you're about to see it. So from the new friend, I went through all of the totes. I pulled out magazines that I wanted and the charts that I wanted, and the charts that I don't want, I'm going to sort into lots because she has a lot of very specific themes. Wildlife, farm animals, forest animals, Oriental, Japanese, Chinese, beautiful Oriental pieces, plastic canvas. So I'm going to sort all of the stuff that I don't want into lots, and then I'll probably just put them on eBay. I don't want to do Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if I want to deal with a D-stash group. I just think I want to put it on eBay and just, you know, not have to mess with everything. So let me start with the books because they're heavier. This is a duplicate. I already have this book, The Romance of Paula Vaughn. And then this was a duplicate she had because she's like me. She likes to go to the thrift stores. Let Us Pray. These are beautiful, beautiful pieces. Jesus at Gethsemane. Here, I'll come to the front here and show you all the... Okay. Jesus at Gethsemane. Flowers of Faith. More flowers. Biblical quotes, inspirational quotes, heartfelt scriptures, bookmarks, samplers. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. Proverbs. So you can see this is what the book was like. Guardian Angels. So this whole hardback book, again with quotes, children of God. Give thanks to the Lord for he is good. That was the cover piece. So these two books I'm gifting to somebody because I knew the exact person. When I saw that they were duplicates, I knew the exact person I wanted to send them to. 101 cross-stitch patterns for every occasion. And honestly, we're already at an hour and 10 minutes. I'm not going to take more time. Like country time towels. So, because the charts are mixed in with the photos, and I don't want to be, you know, let it rain. So, down Santa Claus Lane. A lot of these are, so then these are leisure arts books. Down Santa Claus Lane. Leisure Arts were my favorite publishers. Another copy of Let Us Pray, Seasons Remembered, Tokens of Affection, Timeless Ornaments. So many smalls in this book. This is the duplicate of Christmas Portraits. Christmas Keepsakes. And All Through the House. Oh my gosh. Okay. These are the charts that I kept. And then there are like a lot of, you know what? I think I've already put away a bunch of other charts that I kept. This one I'm gifting to a friend who absolutely loves sunflowers. I don't think she watches my videos. She's from Kansas, and she is very much a sunflower girl. So that's being gifted to somebody. This I had copied out of the August 1993 issue of the Cross Stitcher. It's a joke. It's a running joke. You know it's ready when the smoke detector goes off. Well, this couple that created this, it's Anne and Roger Steinbach. And my friend had 2 of their books, Quotable Croaks and More Quotable Croaks. I can't show you the inside of the book because they're all hand-drawn charts with no photos. Bright Ideas from Charles Craft. This was just a freebie, and it's all beach themes. So I can't show you the inside of that one. This one I made a working copy of because that's all I wanted was that dragon right there. This is Cross My Heart, Creatures of Myth. That's the other thing. Dinosaurs, she had a lot of dinosaurs, but she had dragons and enchanters and enchantresses, and so a lot of mythical things. A sampling of herbs. Again, the smalls, just the possibility of smalls. Cross stitch for beginners. There are designs are not backstitched, no 3/4, no half inch, or no half inch, no 3/4, no half stitches. I love backstitching. I love fractional stitches. I love all that stuff. And yes, I stitch on Ada. I'm telling you. Let's see here. Yeah. Angel of Music. The Enchanter. This was from this one I got this World of Cross Stitch from 2014 at Half Price Books when I went to sell the other magazines. All I wanted was this piece. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. I love everything Christmas. The Three Wise Men, nativities, angels, Santas, everything Christmas. French country herbs. The Omnibook of Alphabets. I love this. Had a Hebrew alphabet in it. It's got a Greek alphabet in it. All these different fonts. 100 Christmas minis on 14 count Ada. Now you're talking my language. And there's even more. So, smalls, Christmas trees, gifts, another fantasy. There's 3 in here. So there's this one. This one's my favorite. But then he's also got this fairy fairy, and then a princess and the dragon. This was from a booklet called, hold on a minute. Again, these are all from my friend. A Treasury of Santas. And really all I wanted was this Faces of Santa African. The face for the faces. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 faces total. So the booklet is called Treasury of Santas from Leisure Arts. Okay. Again, Leisure Arts, Merry Yuletide. And more on the back. Noble Companions Book 2. So there's 2 charts in here. The Santa on this horse. And Santa with the polar bear. And so then I find out that there's a companion book. So if anybody knows or has or wants to find a new home for, please let me know. I would really like to have that chart. This is a Stitcher's alphabet. Ye Olde Santa. These are all stitched on sweatshirts using waste canvas. No, thank you. I've done my time stitching designs on sweatshirts. No more. I'll put these on pieces of fabric. The Sewing Room. Beware of pins and needles. Bare feet, enter at your own risk. Paul Yvonne, Pillows from Polo's Garden. Roses. I think that's pretty much all of them. Here's some they did on black Ada or black linen. I don't know which. I don't care. So, I love Paul Yvonne's work. I do. I always have. Always will. Mermaid Heaven. "50 Santas to Cross Stitch" by Sam Hawkins. Mystic Dragon 2. I love dragons. Oriental dragons. Celtic dragons. All the dragons. I have a very dear friend who has wisteria vines that grow right outside her kitchen window. Bewitching Stitches from Stony Creek. Some of these are the same design on front and back. Bouville Express. And again, same designs pretty much on front and back. My great nephew loves John Deere tractors. I love that. And that one there. He loves John Deere tractors and semis. This was from Stony Creek Collection, December 2010. The magazine was already falling apart. It says, cross stitch. Busy hands do their part when stitching treasures that warm the heart. And then I heart cross stitch. Stony Creek, December 2010. Dear Santa, I can explain. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. Oh, my God. I'm tired. Okay. And then... So, the shells on the bra are buttons. And the palm tree is a button. Floral Potpourri. This is from Stony Creek. Yeah, I only wanted the lilacs and lily of the valley. Two of my favorite flowers. Peonies being the third. Tart Tin Snowflake Ornaments. Again, this was a Stony Creek magazine that she had taken this magazine apart, I think, to make working copies. Gathering of Angels. Appeared above my head. They sang to me this song of hope. And this is what they said. They said. All right. Witch's Stitches. Let's see. Yeah, I love this one here. I might have to do that one for Gary. Teresa Winsler, The Castle. A lot of people have this one. Teresa Winsler, Magical Night. Let me do this so you can get the full effect. Snow Queen being pulled by two Pegasus. And then this one is a hand-drawn chart, Vermilion Stitchery Royal Dragon. Okay. Also, I also got from the thrift store. This was sitting on a shelf. So I pulled it down and I'm like, oh, okay, a box for a paper mache box. Not exactly. It's a paper mache box with a kit inside that you stitch up on this little tiny piece of Aida fabric. You stitch up a couple of leaves. You paint the box green. You tie the ribbon into a bow. You trim around the leaves and you glue the bow and the ribbon and this dragonfly charm to the lid of the box after you paint it green. Okay. For $1? Heck yeah, I'll give it a whirl. You never know, it might make a really cool small. And I do believe that is everything. I started to say, at the thrift store, there's another thing that I got that I can't show you because it's off over there and I don't have enough room. I didn't have enough room back here for it. It is a it's one of those wooden sewing cabinets that sits beside your chair. It has the lids that lift up on the top you know, that lift up like this, and it has a tray inside that slides back and forth. The poor thing is falling apart. It's going to need a lot of love and TLC. I'm going to give it my best shot. We'll see what happens. But for $10, I couldn't pass it up. I could not pass it up at all. So, that's pretty much, that's all the stash acquisitions I can think of at this time. Put these over here. And now I can get all this stuff put away and make room, because this is what I'm going to talk about now. So, over the next month, cross stitching is going to pretty much grind to a halt, except for the lunar chart that I'm going to be keeping up with every day, because it literally takes 5 minutes to do one of the motifs. I'm working on my next big thing. I've got the lunar climate chart, and then I have 3 charts, 3 projects that I'm working on that are gifts. So I cannot show them. I will have to wait. You'll have to be patient. And in September, when I gift them, then I will be able to show them to you. Until then, I'm working on them. They're coming along. I'm so stoked. Yeah. The big thing I'm going to be working on for these next weeks are my gifts to my fellow retreat attendees for Stitch West Spring and the Library Stitchers Retreat. Last year, when I went to Stitching in the Wild, and I can't find that floss bling, and I think it's because it's on a project that's already tucked away. I made Stitching in the Wild, and at StitchCon I did these for the table mates, but Stitching in the Wild I did one for everybody at the retreat. I took letter beads, and this one is StitchCon, so it spells out the words StitchCon and then 2023. See if it'll let you focus. Let me focus. Of course, they're not going to lay there. There are they. This one I made for myself, so it was a little more fancy. It's got, charms, sewing charms, and a heart. So this was, and then Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, I made up about a dozen of these for table mates and for friends. And so they say Pacific Northwest, or PNWSS, so Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. And then I got smart and put a 2023 charm. And then I got some charms from Amazon that were like pumpkins and oak leaves and maple leaves and pine boughs and pine cones and acorns, because that's, Acorns and Threads was the ones hosting the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. So these were the floss blings I made for those. Floss blings also, that I've purchased have been something like this. It's a cabochon with a design that's glued to the back of the cabochon, and then it's mounted in a metal tray. And this one I got at StitchCon, obviously, because it says StitchCon. And then it has the sewing charms and all of that bling on there. So this was my idea to make these for fellow retreat attendees. The Library Stitchers Retreat, the letters, So they have on their website, they have a logo, and I asked the ladies, can I reduce this down and recreate it? And they all went, well, yeah, it's not copyrighted. Sure, you can do that. So my very dear friend with the wisteria vines was able to go into her photo editing program. One of my hairs is stuck to this. Goodness sakes. Was able to go into her. One moment, please. This is driving me. Oh, really? Huh. Okay. I was stuck in there. She was able to edit this down into the size that I needed, And then I was able to use jewelry making supplies that I already had here at home from a company called Craft Fantastic. I will put up a tutorial on how I made these and show you how it's done. It is so easy. Oh, my stars. I just had her name and I cannot remember it now. There's a Flosstuber, a cross stitcher, who actually went through and made some of these several years ago. And so now I'm going to attach, I've got library book charms and 2024 charms and a couple other little, like, dangly, glittery things. And these are going to be for the retreat attendees for Library Stitchers Retreat. The weekend before that, I am attending Stitch West Spring, which is Snug Harbor Crafts, and there are 200 people attending that retreat. That retreat is going to have to be, spelled out. It's going to have to be, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to spell them out with the letter beads. And then I have charms for that one as well. So I want to get these done. I don't want a repeat of last year when I was at Stitching in the Wild in Fort Lauderdale, and my friend Lacha and I are sitting there together putting these things together like mad. I want to be able to go and stitch. I don't want to have to worry about my project. So to that end, once I get all this put away, now I'm going to have room. I can actually sit here and work on getting these floss blings done and together and ready for April. When that is done, the next retreat that I'll be going to is Stitching in the Wild with Garon Stitchery, and that's in Montgomery, Alabama in September. That same weekend, I will be on the Zoom option for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, which is that same weekend. So I'm not going to make anything for that one because I'm not going to be there. Then I'm on the wait list for Stitch West Fall. So as soon as I find out if I do make it in, then I will start in on something for that retreat. Thinking about spending some time, I've got a lot of cups and saucers that I buy that I'm going to glue together and make into pincushions. Seriously considering spending time doing that and getting that stuff done and making more floss blings and maybe selling them. Like Stitch West, they have options where if you have things to sell and you want to be a vendor, you're welcome to be a vendor. And so, that sounds like fun. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to knock myself out over it. I'm not going to make myself crazy trying to get stuff done for this spring. No, I'm not going to do that. Just the floss blings, there's enough. And so getting that all set up and ready to go. I want to, get that done. So for that reason, I'm going to temporarily suspend, trying to do new starts, trying to, keep up with whips, other than those 3 gift projects and the lunar temperature chart. All my other free time is going to be spent doing stitch related things. So I need to assemble my table mate gifts for those retreats. The Tiny Modernist Tarot Sal, I need to finish kitting that up. I need to finish kitting up the Carolyn Manning Hummingbird Garden Sal. So those are my big plans coming up. When will I be back again? Sorry, I don't know. I really thought I was going to be able to set up a specific time to do this every week or every 2 weeks. And February got away from me. Yep, February's a short month, but it still got away from me. So I'm going to be mostly, like I said, just settling and focusing on these floss blings and getting the table mate gifts together. And and I promise I'll record some tutorials on how I do this. Gosh, I'm thinking her first name was Teresa. I wish I could remember this lady's name. It's really, really easy to do, and it's really fun, and it's really straightforward. But, you know, I need to get, I do have 150 of these, you know, glued on the glass mounted in the tray. Everything has the jump rings on it because I like using these book rings, but the joint on the book ring is rather big. So I wanted a bigger ring so that it would move freely over it. And then, like I said, I've got library book charms, and then I've got 2024 charms, and then I'll probably add on a little, you know, bead or two that's sparkly. And I've got, you know, the book rings to do this with, so I just need to sit down and do it, and I'm probably going to do that tonight. I was supposed to work tonight, an extra shift. They typically call between 5 and 5:30 to let you know that you're on call. Literally, I am 5 minutes from the hospital, and the charge nurse tonight waited until 6:20 to call me and say, yeah, you're on call. And I pretty much can tell by this point in time they really are not going to need me tonight. So I feel okay. I felt okay recording this, and now we're at it 1 hour and 36 minutes. So I felt comfortable. I feel comfortable getting out all the beads and all the wire and everything and start working on it. So yeah, again, if you are subscribed, please make sure you ding that bell and make sure you're set up for all notifications so that whenever I do a floss tube, you'll actually be able to see it. Oh my God, I totally forgot. Shoutouts, aka the Marco Polo of Flosstube. These are just a tiny fraction of the people that I watch. There are so many Flosstubers out there from all around the world. And, you know, just put in there Flosstube and you'll find lots of people. But the people that I recently have been watching, Garon Stitchery, Czook Stitch, Brenda and the Serial Starter, Country Stitchers, the Bougie Stitchers, Cross Stitch the Globe, Tiger Lily Designs, Floss Boss and Cousins, Just Keep Stitching, Julie and Stitches, the Antique Needleworkers, Chris Cross Stitch. Chris, dude, you got my heart. Sharing that story of your mom, that had to be so hard. And I can imagine. I had a rather dysfunctional relationship with my parents, and I got it. I get you. The Runner Stitcher, Two Needles Pulling Thread, Tiny House Stitcher, Sully Stitches, who is Tara Sullivan, Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. Jane, baby, go bald. You're just as beautiful bald as you were with hair. And I love you, girl. I love you, girl. Two Tall Stitchers, Sassy Southern Stitchers, The Vintage Stitcher, Sam Bree Stitches. She had a rough week at market, but it sounds like it all turned out really well. And I've mentioned him a couple of times, Snug Harbor Crafts, who is putting on Stitch West. Again, this is just the tiniest fraction of people out there that I have subscribed to. Anytime I find someone new, I subscribe to them. We need the love. We're putting our heart out here. We're putting our creativity out here. These are our babies. And we're so scared doing this because we're like, oh my God, somebody's going to hate it. It takes one well-intentioned but meanly put comment to make you go, that's it, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. No, I'm done. So when I say constructive criticism, please, constructive criticism. We all hear the bad stuff enough in our own heads, yeah. So with that being said, I'll see you when I can. In the meantime, keep curating, and then keep creating, keep inspiring, and be kind. We're all in this boat together, and we're all fighting battles that nobody else knows about. Be kind. All right? I love you to pieces. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.